Cool pizza
Oh, you
slice.
gotta show your pizza slice.
You gotta show off your pizza slice. Because you're part of Daddy's pie. Hey everyone, welcome to another podcast episode of Nerds with Kids. I am Lasercorn. This is my little one Tyler.
I'm Trisha Hirschberger, and this is Logan.
And I'm Ivan Van Norman. And there goes Phoenix. Yeah, that's what he does. Phoenix does his own thing.
Come here, buddy. Show off your penis. Whoa.
We are definitely not into it today.
That's okay. Well, Ivan is missing a piece of his pizza.
I'm missing a piece of my pizza.
And hopefully that slice of pizza will show up at some point
It's
in this
okay.
video.
And
Tyler also wants to go play. Tyler, no, don't mess with the audio equipment. You are not our sound guy.
Come here, buddy. Good job. Thank you.
And today we have a special guest with us, Juan. Thank you for joining us.
Some Gadget guy, Juan Bagnell. Hey.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I'm sorry that Alexandra, my daughter, couldn't join, but Lex is in. We just got her enrolled in a Montessori school. So
Whoa, Montessori.
She's in school right now.
So fancy. How old is Lex now?
Super fancy. Lex is a little over two and 2 months, 2 and 3 months.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Two.
Okay, so just a little bit younger than Tyler and Phoenix.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, good times with the terrible twos and the toddlers.
I was gonna say,
it
is the toddlers and cameras are every day challenging us, and it's lovely. So.
and one of the exciting things, especially joining you guys, is just the different perspectives on technology and parenting. Lex has figured out cameras, and she only wants to take close-ups of her eyes. So if she sees a camera, she'll rush the camera and take a picture of me, getting as close as she possibly can.
That's awesome.
I love that. Well, hey, you do close-up photography on your Instagram, so there you go.
Yeah, taken after Daddy. That's great.
For grandparents, there are only so many macro photos of a kid's eyeball that I feel I can share.
Just the Instagram flip book is just eyeballs. It's just just a stream page of eyeballs through it. So.
I should totally do Lex's left eye, and it's just an entire as she grows up, just a macro shots of her eyeball.
Or have Lex's left eye have its own Instagram account. It could blow up.
Oh,
yeah, it could blow
never
up.
know.
I am on board that idea.
Have you ever
I
heard
could
of,
definitely get
Part
behind that.
trouble, the Pop-O-Matic
We
bubble.
took away the trouble. Have you ever heard of chat books at all?
Get it?
No, what's Chatbooks?
So Chatbooks is an app that I learned about recently that I was perfect for my grandmother. What it does is it takes your Instagram account, and once it's filled up enough to make a book, it automatically prints it and ships it to somebody. So normally it's one of those things where it's if you want to get your online photos offline to make an actual book out of it. But I think it's great for grandparents and other parents because I can just ship it right to them.
Really cool.
Hey, wait, no.
Oh, kids, come on. Play with lifters.
Tyler and Phoenix are helping me baby-proof the house because I don't know everything that babies can get into yet, and they show me every week.
Phoenix.
Now that's kind of interesting too. So Trisha, have you spent time trying to do things like put locks or plastic tabs on doors yet?
I have not, but my husband is insane about it. So we have finger pinch guards on all the doors. We have baby gates up at the steps and at other places that we don't want the baby to go. We've got the little edge guards up on every sharp edge. We've picked up toilet lid locks, but not installed them yet. So we are all over we thought we were all over the baby proofing, but then Tyler and Phoenix get here and they're like, you missed the spot.
There's baby proofing, and then there's toddler proofing.
Yeah, and then there's the next level.
Yes,
level
absolutely.
Tyler proofing, because Tyler
So
can actually destroy many toddler-proof defenses.
See, I'm wearing my novelty Jurassic Park T-shirt solely because.
Isla Nublar, go back up again.
Stand up.
Oh, go back up. Is the Nublard research team?
Nice.
That's awesome. Very cool.
And so in our household, the joke is once Lex became sort of in that 1.5, 2-year-old category, she ceased being a little baby and became a velociraptor.
Yeah.
She's always testing for weaknesses, and she never tests the same place twice.
Clever girl. Yeah, that's
Clever girl.
They are a lot like raptors.
Yeah. I think in our first video, the lights turned on and off towards the end of our first podcast video.
Yeah.
And it was, and I didn't even know Phoenix could reach lights at that point. So
That's excellent. Well, I'm glad to hear that you guys are all facing those challenges too. I know for things like we got the toilet lid locks like installed just right before we started the conversation on potty training. So
Smart.
that seemed like kind of a waste.
that's
Oh,
good.
you guys are
timing.
potty training already?
We're starting. We're kind of
Okay.
taking it slow just because she was showing an interest in it, and because now she's in a school where sort of the school aspect of it starts at 2. She's encountering kids in 2 to 5, and so she's taking a real interest and she's asking a lot of questions
Yeah,
about
and see,
it. So we're
I've
not
heard
trying to
that's
rush
key,
her.
Is that you can't really
Yeah.
start potty training until they want to learn, you know?
Totally.
If you do it any
Totally.
earlier than that, then they just kind of like, it's kind of like just like wasted time. So, but if they want to learn how to do the potty, then do the potty.
Yeah, and school is
Yeah.
great for that. When they see other kids going, they
Yeah.
want to go with them.
Oh yeah, and it's funny that she's a girl and it's a social experience like for kids. So
Yeah.
They have potty parties.
she'll
from
come
a
home and
very
tell
young
stories
age.
about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Well, hey, dude, if you don't mind talking about that, let's make that our boss battle for this week. So every week
Okay.
we do a boss battle of like, here's something I've been struggling with or trying as a parent this week. Tell us about the potty training experience.
Ready?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the things is Lex is showing an interest in trying to figure that out, but obviously she is still a bit young for it, and so there's definitely been some fear and some concern on her part about sitting on this thing or what kind of incentives that we're going to be giving her. Right now, it's whenever she goes pee-pee in the potty, she gets 2 little marshmallows, and she seems to be really excited about that.
Ooh.
But one of the other things is her successes are often sort of balanced by just the general anxiousness about this being different. She's still a little young for being able to like pull up her own pants, for example. And so she needs a lot of help. It's a very hands-on kind of activity. And we've also noticed that she'll hold it for an astoundingly long time. So we know the little girl has bladder control, but she's only telling us when she's getting ready to reach failure point right now.
Once they reach critical mass, Tyler will do that too.
Is
Exactly.
she interested in panties or underwear at all right now? Is that something that's exciting for her?
That's actually not been a huge driver yet.
Okay.
So this is also why we're taking the whole process slow. We're sort of moving her over into pull-ups.
Okay.
So that she has that same, like she sees the big kids pulling up and down their underwear, and so she can also participate that way too. But this is also why we didn't want to rush, because there are major parts of these mechanics that she's not really ready for yet, but she still wants to participate with all the big kids. And so we figured this would be a good halfway point.
Hold on, I'm gonna grab this guy some fruit.
Oh, okay. There's if you want, there's some grapes right there. It's in the, oh, frozen.
Well, that's awesome, man. Congratulations, because Tyler didn't start till much later. So I imagine the earlier you get it done, the less you have to worry about. But yeah, we're taking the same approach where we waited till he was interested, and now he's interested, so he's doing it now a little bit later.
And Phoenix DGAF, dude. He is not interested at all. In fact, anything, he likes to let me know when he has a dirty diaper and he says, "Daddy, change diaper." So, I think he'll probably be
that's
wearing
important,
diapers
though.
until he's 5.
But that's important though, because it's just a part of that conversation. They're acknowledging that they feel uncomfortable. They're acknowledging that this doesn't feel right, and so before that point, I kind of feel like you're just building anxiousness, right?
Yeah.
I've talked to talking to other parents who've tried to maybe rush the potty training discussion, something like that, or kids who took a lot longer to potty train. You're just creating sort of a sense of
Expectation?
unease.
Yeah.
Expectation and unease, and putting that pressure on them, I think, definitely does a disservice to the amount of time it takes. But that kind of conversation, like, hey, change my diaper, you can be like, okay, well, you seem to understand that this doesn't feel right. And so from there,
And
you can kind of introduce
You've got
the
the right
concept.
idea, Juan. It's that's one of the reasons we're not rushing him. when he shows interest in the potty, we'll activate it because we're probably gonna do the 4-day no diapers, just naked long weekend.
Yeah.
So that's our plan. Is that when he decides to do it, we're just gonna take advantage of his interest, and we're gonna do a full no diaper potty weekend situation. So
Yeah, I think we're building towards that. I think maybe another month or so and also just kind of trying to read Lex and how she responds to school with pull-ups.
Right.
And if we see any critical victories there. But I think we're probably a couple months away from doing that exact same thing. Like we're gonna take a week off work. It's like breaking in a new puppy.
Breaking
we're
in a
gonna
new
let it run
puppy.
around and see how that goes.
critical victories. I like that term, by the way,
that's
too.
Good. We should steal that.
Yes.
Oh, definitely, please.
All right. Do you guys want to move on to Take My Rupees?
Yes,
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
Tyler and Phoenix are really showing off Ivan's Take My Rupees already. So let's go into that.
So I didn't even realize. Oh, did you take your coat off? Good job. Do you want to come show your cool pizza T-shirt, Phoenix? Come on. It's so cool.
I'm
dude.
digging that
Cool.
pizza
Is
T-shirt.
this your toy?
No.
He's camera
Oh,
shy.
buddy.
I know because you got your timer. My Take My Rupees this month is a nerdy board game, or a kid-friendly board game. I'm not terribly nerdy. Thank you, Tyler. Do you want to show this off? Do you want to Vanna White it for me? It's called Lifted. It's from USAopoly. And normally, it says on the box, 8 and up. But I'll tell you what, it's mostly all hard pieces. They're like little shapes that you can see on here that you're supposed to stack, and then you try to make the shapes under a certain amount of time with these little cranes that you're supposed to either put on your head or go onto. I think Lasercorn and I actually played it on Board AF.
It's fun for more than just kids.
It's
we
fun.
also had a good time.
We had a blast. And
It also seems like it would make a really fun drinking game. But we haven't tried that
we
yet.
haven't got there. But at the same time, because they're these little plastic shapes that the kids understand, and they get to lift it up. Phoenix, don't hit the timer, please. It's got sand in it. I don't want to clean up sand. You can. That's all. There you go. So it just kind of is a fun thing.
Oh, that's
and,
cool.
they can play with it all day. You don't have to play the game right. They can just enjoy the shapes. So,
Yeah.
and it's really
Very colorful.
Pretty easy to clean up as far as like. Phoenix likes to get some of my more complicated games out, and I'll just see meeples everywhere.
Tyler, please don't touch those.
But this is pretty easy. So highly
Tyler.
recommend it.
No.
Highly
Don't talk about
recommend it. USAopoly. Lift it. You can get the deluxe edition, and it's all plastic pieces. And just make sure to take the cards out because they like to eat the cards.
Okay, so to kid-proof it, just take the cards out.
Take the cards out.
Smart.
Whee! Or
That's
let them play with the
awesome.
cards.
Official board game designer tip.
Whoa.
'Cause that's what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Ivan's our tabletop expert. So.
Whee!
Okay, I'm running.
Okay, perfect. So while you're grabbing yours, our Take My Rupees this week is Logan's teething right now, so he has frozen fruit in a meshy thing. That is not our Take My Rupees. Our Take My Rupees this week is this thing. It's called My Little Castle, and it's a little plushy toy box. And when you open up My Little Castle, you've got a little shield that's plushy. You have a little sword that's crinkly. You have a little knife that's a rattle. And you have a little dragon.
Whoa!
It's got the Godzilla roar.
It's got the Godzilla
Little
roar.
dragon.
Straight up ripped off the Godzilla roar.
They
And
totally
put it in
did.
that dragon.
They totally did.
Look,
This
it's a dragon.
this is by a company called Baby Gund, Gund. And it's awesome because I don't know about you guys, but I am obsessed with Tolkien, and we were trying to find as many fantasy-themed things as we could for Logan's room. And you would not believe when you search Baby Castle, everything is pink with glitter.
Really?
And to find a
Really?
Baby Castle that is not pink with glitter is extraordinarily difficult. So
Wow,
when I found,
I wouldn't even have thought of that.
yeah. Tyler, what are you showing off,
So
buddy?
Tyler, can you
Tyler,
come
take it
here?
away.
Can you come here and I'll turn the video game on for you?
No.
So mine's a little arcade thing. Tyler has it right now, and he very much wants to use it.
Welcome to Nerds with Kids, Juan.
No, this is great. I love it.
I think you're SOL, Lasercorn.
Yes.
Well,
But yeah,
here.
he does not want to show it.
I'll get some photos.
What is it?
Okay.
Tell us what it is.
It's a little multi-cade, and it has like a bunch of different games in it, and it actually works. And it has like a tiny joystick and buttons, and you can play like Galaga type games. The games are rip-offs because they couldn't get the rights, but it's like the exact same game, just like name something else.
I got some photos.
But they have official ones too. Yeah, it's funny because he's not even playing with it. Let me see if I can steal it.
Hey Tyler, look
So-
over
so
here. Look
is
over
it-
here.
is-
Whoa. Okay.
Nice, good distraction.
Cool. No.
Oh
But anyway, here it is. He is very sad if you take it away from him.
no! Tyler, do you want the
Oh,
toy?
buddy.
This is toddler torture. Oh,
But yeah,
no.
here you go. Here it is.
Oh, so mad,
He is like,
Dad.
he is like
So-
cranky pants right now.
It's like a
That's all right.
classic arcade setup on like an NES Mini Classic thing. Is that what it is?
I don't know if it's a similar setup to the NES Classic.
Oh no, it's definitely looks like 8-bit arcade style, or it's like monochrome kind of
Oh,
situation.
right on, right on.
Sorry, we're doing our acrobatics. This
Baby
morning.
calisthenics? Oh yeah. I'm well familiar
Hey, Juan, do you
with
do
doing
a- do
toddler
you do,
presses.
Like, toddler, like do you get in? Baby up. Do you
Toddler
like
workout?
toddler workout? Oh, where you
I
just,
do.
Get your arms going.
I've made it a goal that I'm gonna get physically fit. I mean, I started last year, and I was just getting way too pudgy. And while I don't want dad bod, I kind of want to have that father figure, right?
Right.
And so I made it a goal of mine to, no matter how big Lex gets, I still want to be able to pick her up and lift her over my head.
Okay.
Well, good for you.
So I've got a ways to go on that. But
I like
yeah,
that.
there's a lot of baby calisthenics in our house.
I mean, Logan weighs significantly less than all of your children, but I can still lift him above my head, and I feel pretty good about that.
Phoenix, ready?
I'm gonna get them mom guns.
Mom guns.
Yeah, get them mom guns.
Yeah, dude.
I love it.
Airplane.
You need that parent strength.
Okay, so let's move on to our multiplayer segment, and
I was gonna do
Liz,
my take
and
my
Ty
rupees.
will
Did you
join
wanna?
us in just
Did
a
you wanna
sec.
do that?
Huh?
I was gonna do.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna do my take my rupees.
Oh, that's cool.
Juan, take my
this
rupees.
is where we have spent significant rupees. These are a series of books that I've been recommending like crazy. I absolutely love them. They're from Chris Ferry, and it's they write a series on science and STEM for little kids. And so right now, one of Lex's all-time favorite books is the ABCs of Physics. So she'll come running up to you and say, AC's a physics. And so throughout every single letter of the alphabet, they've got scientific concepts,
Whoa,
and
look at
then
this book,
they have
Phoenix.
three stages of explanation. So they have just the basic letter, like D is for diffraction, and you could stop there if you wanted to. But then they have just a one-sentence explanation. Diffraction happens when a wave hits an object. And then below that, they have like a little mini paragraph further explaining the concept so that the book can kind of grow with the child. And it's, a $7 board book for each book. They've got ABCs of science, of physics, of math, the ABCs of mathematics, and then also quantum physics for babies. And they're just really, really great books. And it's really fascinating that when you don't put too much of an explanation on every page, that I've seen little kids recognize images from different books. So for ABCs of science, they have I is for ion, and on a completely different page of ABCs of physics, Lex recognized that the shape in front of her was an ion. And so that there were different number of electrons to protons. Now she wasn't saying different number of electrons to protons, but she recognized that the picture was uneven, and she said, oh, that's an ion. And you're like, you're two. That's ridiculous.
That is super cool. I love books like that. Juan, where could someone get that book?
So we found one of them in just one of the sort of boutique-y kid stores here, and then we instantly went online.
Okay. Yeah.
The entire catalog is on Amazon. Or you can go directly to Chris's website, which I don't actually have handy now. But they're like $8 a board book, and I think they're a great buy.
They're a great buy, and I love
Yeah.
that they're board books
Yeah.
too, because then you can start super young. Like Logan right now can't really do any books that aren't
Yeah.
board books because he will eat them or tear them.
And
Totally.
being someone who has printed children books in the future and in the past, I can tell you board books are very expensive to print. So
Oh, I bet.
yeah, but they're pretty awesome. So because it's cardboard.
Well, and yeah, totally, and that's what I was so impressed for $8. This is a
$8
medium-sized
for a board book's
book.
great.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And the entire alphabet with, really nice illustrations and pictures and diagrams with full explanations on scientific and mathematical concepts. That's pretty epic for a little kid board book.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. All right, for our multiplayer segment, we have to wrap this up because the kids are having a meltdown right now. All three of them have decided
guys.
time is up. For our multiplayer segment, Juan, if you have a pro tip you'd like to leave us with, especially one that's maybe technology connected, since that's what you do, that would be awesome.
Totally. I think one of the things that's been most successful for my wife, Marie, and I, we've been really hesitant to introduce Lex to passive consumption content. So when she sees phones and tablets, it's not just about sitting her down and letting her veg out to a video or veg out with a video game. Instead, we've really tried to encourage content creation. She understands being able to shoot videos and to take pictures.
That's
so
so
even at
cool.
2, by showing her the camera features on phones and tablets, she's constantly talking about trying to call her grandparents because she understands video calls. She wants to take pictures of her toys and of flowers and of birds. She rarely gets the shot that I think she wants, but she's already starting to build a more dynamic interaction with technology, one that she can create things. Just as she can pull out a piece of paper and scribble with her crayons, she's really excited about trying to use cameras and imaging. And we just recently also started introducing her to microphones. And so we recorded her singing Rockabye Baby on my home podcasting equipment. And she wanted to, as soon as she heard her own voice back and she could see the waveform as I was scrubbing through the timeline, the first thing she thought of was, I want to send that to Nani. I want to send that to my grandmother. So
cute.
that to me, absolutely one of the biggest takeaways from being a first-time parent, Lex is our first child, was, going hands-on. I mean, we all want to monitor what they consume, but then also being able to empower them to participate and to let them understand that they can create just like anyone else can. I think that would be the main takeaway from exposing children or introducing children to technology.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a
that's
stellar
awesome.
Yeah,
pro
it's a great
tip.
That's a great tip.
Awesome.
I love
Yeah.
that. Well, Juan, thank you so much for joining us today. If people want to find you on the interwebs, where can they find you?
I'm all around the internet as some gadget guy. You can find me on the YouTube, the Twitters, the Instagrams, the Facebooks, and also joining you, Trisha, every week on Newegg Now. So
Every
you guys
live
wanna
every
do
Thursday
all
at
the
10 a.m.
gaming stuff.
Pacific on youtube.com/Newegg.
Yeah.
Yup.
Awesome. Juan, thank you so much
Thanks so much for
joining
coming.
us.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me. I was really excited to join the show, guys. This was
Yeah,
fun.
no problem. Maybe we'll get together and actually hang out in real life and do a play date at some point.
Yay.
We should do that. I think Lex would love that.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, well, that's been Nerds with Kids for this week. Bye, everyone. Thanks so much.
Bye. Ivan, get in here. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye, Phoenix. Say bye, Tyler.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure you go ahead and click the subscribe button, and if you want to see last week's podcast, go ahead and click over here to the right. Okay, thanks, and make sure to leave a like and comment too if you can.